Okay, this is Joseph Sadler, my clinical interview for physics pedagogy. This is take 2, since 4 minutes into the last one, the video decided to mess up. And this is Will Taff. Say hi.
Hello.
Alright, so I'm just going to go through this again.
Okay.
Just trying to get your basic ideas on how you see how things work, the mechanics of, the little experiments I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
And I just want like your take. It's not like grading you on whether or not you're right or wrong or anything like that. It's they're going to be grading me, so you're going to be fine.
I dig it.
So now take this ball, and I want to give it just a little force. Okay. Now, what happened?
You fired off some electrical impulses in your hand and pushed your finger up against the ball, transferring energy from your finger to the ball, and then the ball rolled until it had enough force to stop it, until the energy was diluted enough to stop.
How was the energy diluted?
As it rolled, it met a certain amount of friction from the pad, and it transferred the energy into the pad.
Okay. Could you want to draw this?
Yes.
You get an idea of what you're thinking?
You push it with your finger, it rolled across the pad, this way it wasn't really slanted. And then as it moved, it transferred energy downwards and maybe back as it pushed itself forward into the pad.
Okay, so it's going both down and forward?
It's like a wave.
Okay.
Wherever it's meeting, it's like, it creates like a wave of energy that everywhere it's touching, it's constantly like sitting out this way, this way, this way. Probably about until 90 degrees down to wherever it's first touching, and then back from there to myriad degrees.
Okay. What's the span of the degrees? Like if you were to draw them out?
I'd say it's probably, if this is the pad, and that's where the ball, that's the closest point forward to where the ball's touching, 90 degrees downward, all the way to about, I want to say pretty dang close to 180 degrees, or I guess it's 90 more, I don't know. Yeah, 90 more that way.
Okay.
Pretty close to 90.
Okay, and that is, what exactly is that again? That's the energy being transferred?
The energy being transferred from the ball down into the pad.
Okay.
I should have drawn a little higher.
That's good. So, what if I was to take this ball and with the same, roughly the same push that I push it here, and I was to push it on a smoother surface?
That would have less friction because the atoms in the surface are different, and it would move farther. It would take more distance for it to diffuse that energy.
Okay, how would you say the atoms in the surface are different?
The molecules are different, so the way they interact, the molecules between the table and the ball are going to interact differently because it's a different surface.
Alright, so I'm gonna push this. And yep, it sure does go. Could you draw, like, kind of take that but zoom in and draw how you think that the atoms and the molecules are interacting?
Okay.
Let me get you a eraser, which there was one.
Here, that's sort of.
Right here. Ah, man. Alright, cool.
Oh man, that's what men do.
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
Alright, so.
Let's zoom in on like, I would say, yeah, the atoms in the ball, and there, I was certain, that's your constant.
Did you draw that a little bit bigger for the camera?
I'd say the atoms in this ball are going to be constant, and your atoms in your surface are going to be the variable. Nothing really touches, so the atoms aren't really touching.
Okay.
in the ball. That's why they're all spaced apart like that.
All right.
And then the atoms in the table versus the atoms in the pad are going to perhaps be, they don't absorb energy as well
Mm-hmm.
because of the molecular structure. And so that causes less energy to be transferred from atom to atom as the ball moves forward across the table. So because these atoms down here absorb less energy, they can move farther and there's less friction.
Okay, and that would be because of the material.
The molecular structure of the atom
Okay, so because this is wood.
versus cotton,
Okay.
polyester.
What if you had wood? So the same material, but it was if it was a rougher surface.
It would move, it would absorb, I guess it would absorb less energy, or it would definitely put more resistance against that energy
Okay.
that's coming from the ball.
So
So I suppose it would absorb more if it was a rougher surface. Like if this had a fine grain of sand on it, it would not roll as far.
or what if the surface right here was just like scuffed up and just kind of rough and grainy? So it was the same material.
It wouldn't move as far.
Okay. Then why is that?
I suppose it would be because as you scratch the surface and rearrange those molecules into a different order, they're not as uniform, and so that causes the energy to be absorbed differently instead of evenly over the surface.
Okay. Well, let me stop this that way I can,
Okay.
ensure that we don't get so far and then it just kills out again.